Oh, good morning. It's still morning, barely. It's about 11:30 on April 21st. It's the day after my previous video. The videos are so long, they actually filled up the SD card on one of my GoPros, so I'm gonna have to split these into two different videos. But after thinking about it all night, after the fiasco I had yesterday with the hive, that one hive and everything, and kind of blowing my plans as far as trying that Nicot system again, I remembered that there was another Nicot box frame in the hive that I was going to use the cloak board method on. So what I think I'm going to do, I've got to go back down to the bee yard this morning to put some more frames in that honey super, because if I don't, it's going to end up being a complete disaster and a mess. So what I think I'm going to do is get into that other hive again, confine that queen into that box, and then the clock will start. And I probably won't check on her today. I'll have to work tomorrow. Tomorrow is Wednesday, so Thursday morning, if it's not completely storming, I will try to find a break in the weather, or use an umbrella and get in there and see if she's laid any eggs. If she's laid eggs, then the clock will start on 4 days. After the 4th day, the eggs should hatch. I'll go back in with very young larva and put them in the frame and try this queen rearing thing. So I think that's what I'm going to do today. I might take a peek in those mating nukes that I put the queen cells in yesterday and see if they're doing anything. So I mean, I don't know that they've had enough time to even be doing anything different than what I saw yesterday. But I took a couple of boxes, deep box, actually a couple of deep boxes of frames that were full of honey that I had in the freezer. And boy, I tell you what, I'm sorry, I just noticed the lens on this thing is very, very dirty. But so I'm feeding bees with it right now. They're tearing it up. So I figured, the way things are going right now, instead of trying to fight the crowds at Walmart and take a chance with the Rona, then I would just break some of these honey frames out of the freezer and thaw them and let the bees have those. And that's probably better for them anyway. It's honey that I had from a couple of dead outs, and there was plenty of honey left in them. I actually like to since they're deep frames, I'd like for them to be cleaned out so I can use them for brood frames. So that's another reason I broke those out. Anyway, I'm gonna get down to the bee yard and I will see you later. All I'm gonna do with this hive is put some more frames in the I didn't bring an inner cover, so I can't. Well, I can. I might make it a pain in the rear end. Good gosh, there's a lot of bees in this thing. So I need 1, 2, 3 frames. But what I want to do is I want to kind of checkerboard them, because I don't want them to start what they call stovepiping. It's where they just go up the middle of the hive and leave the outside ones undrawn and unfilled. So I'm gonna start with this one and move that one there. boxes. This is stuff I had from last year that I never used. Draw that out. This one's got queen cells in it, so all I'm doing now is waiting on them to draw out or to raise the queen cells until the first one hatches out, and then she can go around and kill the rest of them. And then we'll have a queen right hive. But for now, they're queenless. There's a lot of activity today because I'm feeding all the bees. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take this and put that on there. I'm not gonna mess with that feeder anymore. But I'm feeding the bees some deep frames that were full of honey from a couple of dead outs, and there are a lot of activity going on. You can see a lot of foragers coming and going, especially the stronger hives like this one here. This hive right here this is the one that I was going to do the cloak board method on, and it's one of the stronger hives now. I mean, she has filled up both bottom boxes, both of the brood boxes, and this was my best queen, the one that died yesterday. And these two are okay. This one seems to be the better one now, and I'm kind of thinking that if I use her to graft with, then maybe, just maybe, they'll accept the queen cells a little easier. I mean, I don't think they would have trouble doing it, but there's a better chance of them accept it. Not as big a chance of them rejecting it if they're from their own queen. So, but like I said, this is the one I'm going to do the cloak board method on too. I've got to basically tear it apart, put the cloak board back on it, and do everything. I'm not going to do that today. I'm going to wait until I see eggs, and then I may do it then. But I'm going to go ahead and put her in the Nicot box today, and then I'll start checking for eggs when I get home on Thursday. Alright, so she shouldn't be anywhere down there, in there, so I'm gonna just move these two boxes. Okay, those two are heavy. I shouldn't have done that. I should have done them one at a time. That was heavy. Alright, let's see if we can find her. There's the Nicot box. So if she's up here, it sure would make life easier for me. And I don't have a queen. Yeah, I do have a queen catcher. Queen clip. Alright, let's go through the box. Again, this is the second time I've been in this hive in 2 days. So they may be tired of me messing with them. I don't think I could get lucky enough to find her on this frame, could I? She's not in there. Boy, they've drawn that out. That was a starter strip one. They've drawn that whole thing out. Of course, there's a lot of... Is it me, or does that look like... drone size cells. Those are big cells. That's what it looks like, but I may be wrong. So that's the one I need. Let's see if I can find her quickly. Oh, it sure would make my day if she was on one of these frames. Ooh, that's full of honey. So yeah, I'm afraid they're going to get honey bound now that I'm feeding them. But they've got several empty frames too, so they can draw out and give them something to do with the honey. I don't see her on that one either. That one's full of honey. That's full of brood too on one side. Oh, please be in this upper box. I sure would like to make this quick. Oh boy, they are backfilling all that with honey. Look at that. I may have to do some management, some creative management here. Okay. No. Oh, I was afraid of that. This will be the last one up here, so chances of her being in here are slim. I may end up having to put another dadgum honey super on this hive because all this is honey. I mean, they're backfilling all that with honey. So and I sure would like to put her in this upper box. That way I don't have to get all the way down into the bottom of it with every time I try to look for eggs. I think that's what I'm going to do. I need to put that in the middle so they'll draw that out. We'll do a little bit of almost like checkerboarding here in just a second. That was an empty frame. That's full frame. That's empty frame. Alright. Well, now it's time to go digging a little deeper. Yeah, that's getting full of honey. Okay. That one's empty. One side. That was an empty frame. Just foundation. is that one, basically. They got a lot of wax to draw out still. They need a little bit of smoke. They sound like they're getting riled. Wow, they're back filling that with honey. I'm afraid they're going to get honey bound. Look at that. That's all backfilled with honey. I was afraid of that. I need to make sure I put another honey super on here. I should have brought another one with me. It's all backfilled with honey. They're going to get honey bound. It's all backfilled. What little bit of comb there is. Thought I saw a green dot there for a second. Man, that's everything that doesn't have eggs or brood in it is backfilled with honey. So they need another honey super. Man, they backfilled all that with honey. And that's just been from this morning. She's probably looking for a place to lay, and if she don't get one pretty soon, they're going to go into swarm mode. She's got a dot. A green dot on her. No queen cells so far, but no queen either. So there could be a problem. If I don't find her soon, I got to go back through this thing or just assume she's gone. But there's a queen excluder, so she shouldn't be gone. She's going to end up being on a box. Okay, well, I'm going to go back through again, being a little more careful about where she may be on the side of the box. I don't see anywhere. Well, let's go back through this box. There she is. Whew. Well, at least I found her. She's looking for a place to lay. I'm gonna give her a place. Okay. I'm gonna put that right in the center. Actually, I need to checkerboard these a little bit so they'll draw. That and then that. Okay, I'll move. And then this needs to be drawn out all the way, but oh man, they need to get out of there. Quit putting honey up in it. This is full. Put that one there. I'm gonna put the queen in the box and put her right there. Whoops, they have attached that with comb. Nope, 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 nope. You stay. Okay. She is in there. Press these down just to make sure there's a good seal. She's in there. So I'm gonna put her right there. And No, I'll put her in between these two because they need to draw those two out. Okay. So I need a Sharpie. This is the Nicot box, or Nicot right there. Nicot box. All right. Put this out there so maybe they'll draw it out. That one there. And this goes back in here. Okay. So, I don't know what time it is right now. It's probably 1 or 1:30. As long as it took me to go through that hive. So really, that's all I need to do today. Other than, I might go over there and check. I'm just going to go over there and see if they're going, if the foragers are really working for that hive, over those hives that the queen cells were in, the mating nukes. Okay, yeah, those are entirely too heavy, and I need to, since I'm feeding them actual honey, I don't have to worry about it being, oh Lord. Oh my goodness, these frames are full of brood. No wonder they're not full. They're getting full because this stuff's heavy. Alright, I'm gonna need another box on this one. Pretty quick. That one's not even drawn out all the way yet. I can still see some empty space, but all that brood there will hatch out, and I think I'm gonna put this on there like I did before, just for a seal for the feeder, because I'm gonna need this feeder whenever we go to doing cloak board method. So, oh no, that's not what I meant to do. I meant to go do this, and then this just for a seal. What's going on over here? Okay. Thought maybe a virgin queen had landed or something. All right. So, this is April 21st. And it is, let me see if I can get my phone here. That's another good thing about using the nitrile gloves. It is 12:48, so shortly after noon. So what I'll do is Thursday when I get home, I will check them as early as I can, as early as it gets warm enough to get into them, and then I'll check them again late that afternoon. But for now, she's in the Nicot. I keep wanting to call it Nicot because that's, but she's in the Nicot box, I need to put another honey super on that one probably this afternoon. I need to come back out here and do that. Well, so far I see activity in all of the hives that have queen cells. So they're either one of two things going on. Either they're going to take and they're trying to propagate or whatever, they're trying to raise their queen, or they're getting robbed out because I've got the feeders in them. But it sure does look like foragers going in and out. I need to go check that pollen feeder too, just to make sure, but I think we've got enough pollen. I just put some wax in that one, one frame with wax and a bunch of other frames, so if anything's going in and out of here with pollen on, I've either had a swarm come in or one of those virgin queens has missed her mark, because I just put that in there just pretty much to store it. Which box was it that it's this green box here, I'm pretty sure, that I used. Haven't seen anything going in and out of that, but what's the deal with the orange one? I didn't put nothing in it. I don't even think it's got any frames in it. Maybe just sniffing around, maybe. I don't have any frames in it. Lord knows if something starts, if a swarm starts in there, it's going to be an ugly mess, because I'll end up having to do a cutout. I think they're just a bunch of bees sniffing around, because all these have been used before, so they smell like bees. This one, I'm going to check and see if there's any eggs or larvae showing up. If there's any eggs, they should start building queen cells with them. Boy, I don't see any eggs. Boy, that sure would be a good one though, to have eggs. I don't see a single egg in that whole frame. I'm still not sure what I'm going to do about if I can keep these bees alive in this hive without getting a laying worker. I may end up being able to put a queen cell in them whenever I get my grafting, my Nicot grafting done. Boy, they sure are covering those like they may have eggs in them, but I don't see a single egg or larva. Well, they're sure acting like they're wanting to fan now. Did you hear that change of sound? Oh man. You know how your eyes play tricks on you sometimes? Kind of like when you're hunting, you know, a bush starts looking like a deer, that kind of stuff. A lot of that stuff in there is starting to look like a larva to me, and I know it's not. Maybe I can give them a frame of eggs. And I may do that. I may just give them a frame of eggs while I'm here and thinking about it. All of those down there have queen cells. I don't want to mess with that one. Don't want to mess with that one. Okay, well, let's do this. Let's take one of these empty frames down there that we can swap. That is a foundation or a starter strip frame. They give them something to do. Maybe something to do with all this honey they're bringing in and I'm feeding them. So I need to find a frame of eggs. Hello. I can't remember if this is the one that I had accidentally confined the queen to the honey supers or not, but I know both of them are downstairs now. Wow. There. Okay. I'm looking for very, very young eggs or larvae, and I don't need to put the queen or any bees even with it. Probably what's going to go on is right in here somewhere is where the eggs larva is going to start. I don't see any larvae, but ooh, that looks like a queen cell. Actually, it looks like a queen cell that has hatched. And I know I went through this hive yesterday and found the queen. This is empty. There's nothing in that. No eggs, no larvae, no honey. I'm thinking this may have been the one that I confined the queen by accident to the honey super. Oh, that's full. I'll tell you what. That might need to go to that other, just to give them to the nuke, just to give them some more bees when that brood hatches out. I'm gonna set that to the side. Okay, I see larvae. I see very, very young larvae. And I see a lot of bees, or a lot of old larvae too. There's a lot of eggs and larvae on the out. That's a possible. That's a possible right there. Let's look at the white one. I don't like about white is the white cell, white frames. Is that oh, it's got a lot of pollen on it too. Yeah, there's some very young. Oh, there's the queen right there. Shoo, boy. That one would be a good one to go too, but I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna yeah, that's something they can make queen cells off of right there. Yeah, there's eggs and larvae. And I need to swap this other frame too. I'm going to give them extra bees by giving them this frame too. Heck, that one's got some larva on it too, so this have that one a little bit, but it's empty and ready to be laid in, so I'm going to give that primarily empty. I'm going to give that one to that, back to that queen. So look at all that brood. It'll give them lots more bees when it hatches out, and it give them some eggs that they can make queen cells out of. All right, well, man, now we're gonna have to do a added eggs larva brood. Okay, give this, oh, you know what? I better not put these bees in that other hive though. I might be in trouble. This is primarily, well, I mean, it's hatching out. A lot of it is. So she can lay back in this. She's wanting to lay. Put that right there. Give the queen a little extra oomph. Give her a place to lay here pretty quick, so that they can. Okay, they got plenty of room in there. Whoops, in their honey supers. I see comb that's not even drawn out yet, and I know it's not full. Okay. Well. All right, well, really the only thing I need to do now is I really kind of need to bring another honey super up here and put it on that one. So, all right, that should be it for today. Unless I come back, bring a honey super to add to this hive, but I don't think you need to see that. I'm gonna sign off for now. Y'all have a good day.